All right, welcome to the Accounting and Finance Coaching session. I am Echela Okori, your Accounting and Finance Coach. I want to ask you a question about investment. Most people want to invest, but they do not know where and how to invest. If you remember when we did the capital asset pricing model, that's CAPIM lecture, I told you there was a particular element of the formula that we call risk-free. Good. And I also explained to you that it is an investment that has zero risk, completely zero risk. And I made an example with treasury bills and federal government bonds. Now, that risk-free investment that you are sure you are guaranteed to collect when you invest. I mean, nothing is going to happen to your investment. It is not like gambling. It is not like you stand a risk. There's no market risk. There's no specific risk. It is completely risk-free. Now, that example of the risk-free investment is up for grabs. So if you have this 2 million naira line idle in your bank account, which over time, it will even reduce as a result of all the numerous charges that our savings in commercial banks are subject to, then there's good news for you. And the good news is for you to invest in the federal government, that's the FGN Savings Bond, which is up for grabs right now as I speak. Okay, so the January 2026 FGN Savings Bond offers currently open, and you have until Friday. It actually opened on the 12th, so you have until January 16, 2026 to subscribe. And this is specifically designed for retail investors. That's everyday, ordinary Nigerians like you and I. Okay, and the essence is to encourage savings and to provide a steady income. Okay, so here are the specific details of the current offer, so you can use for your contest. But basically, if you want to understand what this bond is all about, it's like you lending money to the federal government, okay? And the government pays you interest for a specific period. And at the end of the maturity period, you are given your principal back after enjoying all those interests. Okay, so the number one thing I want to talk about is the interest rate. Yes, which is called coupons. The federal government is offering two different tenors. That's duration. It has one is for 2 years, one is for 3 years. Okay, so this January cycle, that is what the federal government is offering. We have the 2-year FGN savings bond, and the percentage for the rate is 14.396% per annum. So it matures on January 21, 2028. It means if you buy it now, it's going to mature in 2028. That's on January 20. Okay. Then the second one is for 3 years. That's a 3-year FGN savings bond, which has a percentage of 15.396%. That's the interest rate per annum. And it's going to mature on the same, it's going to mature on January 21, 2029. That one is for 3 years. The first one is for 2 years. Now, the closing date for this offer is January 16th. So you just have like 3 days to get it. So run and grab it. Okay, the settlement date. What is the settlement date? That's the date that the money actually leaves your bank account. So and that day, the bond is officially yours. So that date is January 21. So you can see we're talking of January 21, January 21. Okay. So the interest payment date. When do you get this payment? Somebody will want to know. So every April 21, every July 21, every October 21, and every January 21, you get paid the interest rate. Okay? So what this means is that if you have 2 million naira, I mentioned 2 million naira initially. If you have 2 million naira and you are taking for 2 years, you are buying the one for 2 years, it means 2 million naira. If you have 2 million naira, it means it's going to be 2 million naira multiplied by 14.396%. And that will give us 287,920 per annum. But because it is paid 4 times in a year, you divide that by 4, it means you'll be collecting 71,980 naira 4 times in a year. If you decide to use your 2 million naira to buy the one for 3 years, let's multiply by the interest rate, which is 15.396%. You are going to get 307,920 per annum. Divided by 4 installments, you'll be getting 76,980,000, 4 times in a year. And the good news is that at the end of this, the maturity period, you will get your principal in full. So if you talk about risk-free investment, I don't know anyone that beats this. There's no risk-free that beats this. Okay? All right, so let me give you more tips on this. So we talked about the percentage. Now, what are the key dates to remember? Let's say January, the opening date is January 12th, 2026, which has passed. So it opened on January 12th and it's closing on January 16th. The settlement date is January 21, as I said before. Now, the interest payment date, okay, I said it's April 21, July 21, October 21, and January 21. Investment limit. What is the minimum you can buy? You can buy, the minimum is 5,000. So as low as 5,000, you can buy 5 units. And 1 unit is at 1,000 naira. So if you buy 5 units, that is 5,000. So with 5,000 naira, you can become an investor like Sabinus, the investor. Okay, what is the maximum investment? For very rich people with big money, you can't buy more than 50 million. So the least you can buy is 5,000 and the highest you can buy is 50 million naira. So ordinary Nigerians like you and I, we can buy for 5,000, and then the big guys, the Dangotes and the rest, can buy for 50 million naira. They can't buy above that. You know, if you give them the opportunity, they want to buy for maybe up to 1 trillion naira. All right, multiples. You can add to your investment in multiples of 1,000. So after buying this 5,000, you can decide to buy 1,000. It is allowed. You can buy to add to your investment. Now, why is this specific offer attractive? The first thing is quarterly income. You get, the regular FGN bond is paid twice in a year. That's every 6 months. But for this savings bond, it is paid every 3 months. That's 4 times in a year. So you can see you're able to get quarterly income. Okay. Another one is that, very good news, it is tax-free. With all this tax wahala, people are confused about tax. Well, the interest you earn from this investment is not subject to tax. So what it means is that if you get your 15.396%, it is exactly what you get in your bank account. It is not tax deductible. Okay, another thing, with the current market volatility, this one is risk-free. It is risk-free. There's no volatility. It's not going to change. This is how it is. It's not subject to any risk, as I said. So how do you apply? You have until Friday the 16th to rush and grab this investment. The deadline, I said, is January 16th, so act fast. You can invest through authorized stockbrokers. Most of them are licensed stockbroking firms. We have licensed stockbroking firms like Afri Invest. We have Stanbic IBTC. We have ARM. So you can check all of this. You can even download their app and do it from the comfort of your home. Then you can go through your bank. Just walk to the commercial bank and speak with the investment or treasury desk. They'll guide you. You can also go through DMO, that's the Debt Management Office Distribution Agents. You can go through them. A full list is available on the Debt Management Office website, so you can do that. All right? Okay, so keep following our accounting and finance coach channel. Subscribe and share this with someone. Thank you for listening.